Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today I want to share something really personal, my fitness journey. So stay tuned. It has been a long ride, but I have learned so much through this journey that I have no complaints. And through the ups and downs, through the late nights, through the early mornings, I have seen myself grown to the person that I am today. So let's go back to the beginning. So I'll say that my eldest brother was my motivation. I would say that he was one of the reasons why I started doing fitness. Seeing him do push ups and pull ups, bicep curls at home, I was like, you know what? I want to be like him. And seeing his muscles, his arms, his back, and he looked so muscular and strong that I wanted to be like my older brother. Another reason I started my journey is because I started playing football around the age of 9 and 10, and it was something that was life changing because I was always a child who was playing games and watching cartoons and to myself, not really involved in being sports and running around. But then I ended up going outside, running with my friends, playing football, and from there I fell in love with fitness. The feeling you get after training. Yes, I was tired, but then I know I was getting stronger, and I just loved the feeling that I had. And I could run faster, I could jump higher, I could be stronger. And surprisingly, at the age of, I would say, about 11, 12, I had a six pack. I had a six pack. I was like, yeah, because in order to know my journey, you have to know me from a young child. At a young age, I ate a lot of food. I was a bit of chubby, I had a little body fat. But then when I started playing football and running around, I lost some of that weight, and I got my abs, and I was so happy. I was making progress, doing push-ups, doing sit-ups in my room on a regular basis, training after and before school, sometimes all the way into the night just training. And it was a really great time as a child just doing that. I remember nights when I used to be training in my room, and every time my parents opened the door, I would just stop and just try and act normal, like I was doing nothing. Because it's kind of embarrassing, sometimes just working out in front of people. But then, I was like, you know what, time to lock in. And from that, my parents saw me, always training. My mom used to tell me, take a break, you need a break, go get some rest. But then, I was so deeply involved in sports that, it became part of my identity, I would say. Unfortunately, honestly, I never thought that my fitness journey would take me so far. I traveled all over the Caribbean, also to the US, to Chicago and Miami, and played in numerous tournaments, international and regional tournaments. And I was so happy with myself because, I was a shy, like I said, I was a shy kid, to myself, just playing games and watching cartoon. And then being exposed to sports and fitness, it helped grow my character, my confidence. It helped me grow as an individual. And I have no regrets in the path that I took in my fitness journey, in following sports and playing sports. I am just so happy and proud of myself. And the people that I met along the way, I made some good friends. I made friends all over the world, from Hungary, from the US, from Trinidad. I met different people, different cultures. And all I can say is that if you are thinking about starting your fitness journey, don't be afraid, because you are going to experience some things you never experienced before. I can say that I was so happy with myself in high school because I won so many awards and so many medals. And here am I, a shy kid who didn't have any experience in sports, who didn't know anything about sports, come into a field where, that I grew so much, and it was through hard work and discipline. It wasn't just talent, because honestly, I don't think I had the same amount of talent as everyone else. I always had to work harder. The early mornings, I used to train. Quick story. So I used to train before school and after school by myself. Wasn't with the team, by myself. I remember waking up so early that my mom used to tell me, but you're not tired, go back and sleep. But I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. And in doing that, I saw myself not just grow in sports, but also academically. I saw myself acing tests and being on honor roll. I was just so happy. I was just so happy. For me, a big part of my journey, I would say, was in high school. Because in high school, I joined almost every team that I could have joined. I was playing football, I was playing cricket, volleyball, handball, I was doing track, you name it. And in doing that, I was exposed to different training methods and I saw progress. It wasn't, a bodybuilding kind of a thing, but I saw an athletic build and I was happy. I was happy. I saw myself, being strong, being powerful, being athletic, winning medals, winning various medals. So just like any other journey, I had my struggles and my hard times. Some days I didn't feel like training. Some days I was unmotivated. Some days I just didn't want to interact with no one because, I was tired and I was grumpy. But, I had to discipline myself and develop a mindset where I wanted to improve physically, and in doing that, I improve mentally because when you discipline your body to work out and do certain things, you actually practice cutting off the bad habits and develop new habits. So for me, I had to let go of, like spending so much time on social media and watching cartoon and playing games. And it was a sacrifice. A lot of people don't understand a sacrifice at a young age because, some of us wanted to, have fun and go out. But for me, I wanted to improve physically overall. I just wanted to be a better person. And sometimes, I felt at a young age, I felt like I had body dysmorphia before knowing what it was because I used to watch in mirror like, bro, that's you? Is that really you, bro? Because I was working so hard and then I wasn't seeing the exact results that I wanted. And I was being hard on myself, criticizing myself, you can do better than that, you're still fat, what's going on? Yeah, and I had a six pack, but then, I didn't look the way that I wanted to look. Growing up watching anime and say, like Goku and some of the other characters, like, I want that physique, I want that body. All I can say is that there will be struggles and there will be hard times, but you will grow. As long as you keep trying and you keep pushing, you might plateau, you might fall short someday, somehow, but keep going and you will overcome and reach where you want to reach. I'm not promising you that. I'm just saying hard work. Do the work that you said you're going to do the things that you say you're going to do. So when the time comes around that you will be motivated and disciplined to get wrong to do what you have to do. So over time, I saw results. And the place I saw the most gains were my legs. My legs were very big, and, I saw the line cutting. I was like, my quads are showing. I was like, I was so impressed with myself, I was so happy. And that came through hard work and continuing doing what I love doing because it didn't happen overnight. I trained squats repeatedly, body weighted in training at home by myself. I just train and train and train and train and train. And, I just saw my body change and I was happy. Some people was like, wow, you have big legs, bro. And I was like, yeah, it's just my legs. So let me give you real talk and advice. The honest truth is you are not going to see progress right away. It is not going to take 1 day or 2 days or a few weeks. It might take months, sometimes years. Be patient with yourself, be patient with your body. How much you eat and what do you eat? Because if you continue to eat sugary foods, artificial food, that will stunt your growth and you don't need that. Try eating whole foods. Get your eggs, get your protein, your lean meat, tuna, fish. Get those things into your diet. Clean up your diet. Get cut off or limit the sugary stuff that you eat, the artificial stuff that you eat, and eat natural whole foods. Another important tip I have for you is that you need rest. Rest is very important when you are working out. It helps you to recover and repair the muscle tissues that you use throughout your workouts. So get enough sleep. Put off the phone, get off social media, get off the series, get enough sleep so your muscles can repair themselves and grow. And don't be afraid to start. You don't need any fancy equipment. You can just start with your own body weight. Do push-ups, to pull-ups, to squats, to sit-ups. Do the body weight exercises that you can do and build up from there. build up the fundamental strength that you need to go and progress into, the compound lift and, the dumbbells and the barbells. Progress. Take time with yourself. Build up that strength and then progress into going to the gym whenever you can. And if that doesn't happen, continue progressing with your body weight. You can do so much with your body weight. And if that becomes easy for you, get a backpack, put books in that bag, and do push ups, to squats, be creative with your workout. Find things that you can use around the house, to help you work out. For me, I had two blocks and an iron rod running through that, and that was my barbell. That is what I had using, at the beginning. Find things that you can use as weights. Try different exercises, different variations, and you will see the progress that you want to see. It will happen right away, but take time with yourself. So every day won't be a good day, every day won't be a great day. You are going to have some rough days. You are going to have days where you don't want to train, where you're unmotivated, where you feel like you're just wasting your time. But keep going. The bad days are there for a reason. Learn through those bad days and overcome those bad days. That's it for my fitness journey so far. I really hope that it motivated you, that you are encouraged. And if you're a beginner, do not be afraid to start. Let's start. Do the push ups, do the sit ups, do the squats, whatever you can do it to the best of your ability. So if you are a beginner, just know you are not alone and it is not too late to start. Go ahead, do what you have to do, find the discipline and motivation, and start your journey. So feel free to drop your story or ask any question in the comments down below. If my fitness journey motivated you or inspired you, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe, and come, let's journey together.